So you want to start your own YouTube channel and you're curious about what equipment do you really even need to start filming. So today let's go over some of the equipment that I myself use and some of the stuff I suggest to others when they're starting out. Now for today's video, I am filming on a Fujifilm X-T3 with a 50mm 1.7. A lot of the videos you've seen though, I have filmed with the equipment that I'm going to show. Now to be completely honest, you could start out YouTube with just your cell phone. You can start out making YouTube shorts. It's a good way to start building some subscribers, start getting used to filmmaking itself. But a camera that I always suggest to people is the Nikon Z30. These are cameras that you can pick up on the used market fairly cheap. I think the last time I looked around, they're around $500–600 on the used market. You might be able to find them cheaper than that. You can buy a kit for them brand new at around $800. They're a great camera, very easy to use. It doesn't have IBIS, but it does use a digital form of stabilization, which does work fairly well for handheld stuff. Now these cameras don't shoot in any type of log, but there is a way around that by using a custom flat profile. Well, that's something I also really like for people that are newer to videography. There's a lot of people that will, for the first time, shoot into a log format and just struggle with the color grading and getting everything correct. So not having an option for log can be a benefit to somebody who's just starting out. The autofocus on this camera is fantastic. It locks into the eye or face. I'm able to put it on a tripod and just let it record. Some of the videos I have posted are recorded on this exact camera. Now the reason that I use a 50-250 is just so that I do have some reach and I don't have to have the camera directly in my face or the face of anybody that I'm recording. They do have another lens, I believe it's a 16-50, which is a great lens and it does give you a nice wide angle to it. But again, you have to be fairly close to the subject. But another option is just getting the two lenses. With the Nikon, this is a Z mount, so you do have many other options and a lot of third-party options for different lenses for these cameras. Now for my audio, I am using the DJI Mic Mini 2s. I picked these up on sale as they had come out with the newer version of them. I think I maybe only paid $100 for them. I think you can pick them up now for around 80 bucks is what last that I had seen online. Comes with two of the little transmitters and the receiver that is attached on top of my camera. I think they're great little mics, not the best in the world, but they've got a pretty decent sound to them. I prefer the wireless microphones as it makes it easier for shooting anything out in the field. I think they have a great sound and they clear up pretty good in the editing software that I use. So if you're looking for a microphone, I suggest checking those out. Now into one of my favorite parts of videography, gimbals. Now I don't think this is an absolute necessary thing to have to get started in YouTube, but I think they're a fantastic piece of equipment that are very useful for a lot of different shots. And anybody who's starting to get into videography, I think you should own one of these so that you can start practicing with them and start getting used to using them. Now there's lots of different options out there. I don't ever suggest the DJI gimbals to people just because of the price. They're absolutely fantastic gimbals, but you're paying a lot of money for something that you might not quite need, especially for just getting started out on YouTube. Now the one I have here, and I'm probably going to butcher the name on it, it is a Fiutech AK2000S. You can pick these up on the used market for under $200 and they will stabilize just about any camera you throw at it. I know you can put a Nikon D850 on this and it'll have absolutely no problem. So my little Nikon Z30, it handles it like an absolute champ. I love this gimbal. I don't use it nearly as much as I should, but I do really enjoy it and I highly suggest this one. Another one is the DJI Osmo mobiles. These are designed for a mobile phone. Uses an app on your phone, clips onto here, does a lot of tracking, following. These are great if you're going to be using your cell phone or maybe you want to get some B-roll stuff and you don't really want to carry around a full camera with a big gimbal. These easily pop into a backpack and you've already got your cell phone with you. Again, these are a great option for doing any smaller B-roll stuff and you could even use it to start out your channel. As I said, you can use your cell phone to start a YouTube channel. Most cell phones these days have a high enough resolution and some of them, even like the iPhones, can shoot in a RAW format using the Blackmagic app. Now on to lighting. Obviously this entire little setup here and the way that the light is, This is not natural light. This is not just the light that's in this room. I have a big softbox here that is placed on an older VooPower 1000. It's a 1000-watt tungsten light, which, warning, they do get warm. You can pick those up on the used market, again, fairly cheap. I think I paid about 200 bucks for 3 of them a few years ago. And behind me is just a multicolored LED light and just a lamp. Helps create separation, gives the background a little more interesting look to it. But lighting is definitely something you want to look into. If you can, I would go the LED route because they run a lot cooler and they stay a little more true to color. Now the editing software. I use DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve offers a free version of their software, which honestly is extremely powerful. It does the majority of the stuff that the paid one is going to do. And then the way that DaVinci works with the paying, it's, I believe, around $270, and that's it. You're not paying a subscription fee. You're not paying monthly, anything like that. It's a one-time payment. It's done. It's over. And DaVinci Resolve, in my opinion, is the best video editing software out there. I know that the vast majority of professionals in Hollywood use DaVinci Resolve. There's a lot of great plugins that are in it and a lot of great different little tools to help you edit it. I also think it's a lot easier for beginners to use DaVinci Resolve over something like Premiere Pro. Now, I did use Premiere Pro for quite some time, but I was getting very tired of paying whatever the monthly fee was. I don't even remember. Somebody suggested DaVinci Resolve to me. I haven't turned back since. So there you go. There's kind of my list of what I think would be a great way to get yourself into making YouTube videos. It's not something you really need to spend a whole lot of money doing. You know, pick yourself up a decent little camera, a tripod, a couple lights that you could even pick up from Walmart, and you could have yourself going. So don't hesitate. Make a channel, create some stuff, put something out into the world. You don't know what's going to happen until you try it.